The purpose of this presentation is to give an example, and this is the first draft of an overview of of Softex SAP application management services. It was previously known as 4S, hence the name Force. So again, this is an overview, and this is just a draft, and the purpose is to highlight some of the features and benefits that the service can provide. This is a shared services model to provide SAP application management service. So first we start by identifying the problem and identifying what can we do for our customers. And first we need to highlight that the problem that our clients are facing and the challenge that our clients are facing is that they've spent so much time implementing and maintaining their SAP platform and bringing it to a steady state. They have spent millions of dollars and many years. And once the implementation is done, well, the job's not over. They need to keep evolving, keep up with technology changes, but most importantly with business changes. So the question here is, how effectively is the SAP platform helping them to support the evolution of the business? So when we look at the objectives that our clients have, we see that basically it can be summarized in: first, they need to meet the business needs in a timely fashion. They need to have services that provide and maximize the value of the SAP platform and help them to meet their evolving business needs rapidly and in the way that the business is demanding, and also to do this in a cost-effective way to help them minimize costs while having budget certainty. So when we start moving on and we see, well, what are the business needs of our clients, we can summarize this, and they need this platform to be available. They need 100% availability of the SAP platform. They also need to comply with the industry changes and the industries that and the changes that their own organization has been enduring, from the process perspective, from the business model changes, whatever changes their company is going through. They need to keep up with these changes and maintain the SAP platform to meet and support these changes. They also need to provide support to their end users, while also integrating with newer technologies, SMAC, the social mobile analytics cloud. The business is constantly incorporating these newer technologies that are somehow connected to SAP. They need to maintain this integration in a seamless fashion, and they need to do all of this having the certainty of budget. They cannot afford deviations from their budgetary predictions or their budget allocations. So they need to have a budget certainty. But also, what we see in the traditional sense, and when we see the platform that most of our clients have, the SAP environment that they have, typically is a very complex very complex scenario in which they have different modules: finance, materials management, sales and distribution, HR, you name it. They have different modules, and they have been also adding applications like CRM or any other application from the SAP technology stack. And they need to support this from a functional perspective, and also from the technology perspective. They need to have people that know the NetWeaver environment, their ABAP basis, and support the database needs of the different models. So at the end of the day, they end up with a very complex configuration in which they may have different needs, different modules at different times. And this becomes increasingly complex and increasingly difficult, and also increasingly expensive to maintain. And how they have been addressing this is through a combination of having their own consultants, their own IT area. They have developed the expertise in some of these modules, either from a technology or from a functional perspective. And they also go through external sources, external consultants like Softtech or some of its competitors. And the way that they hire these services is either through specific projects or through time and materials. And they have a combination. Most of our customers, they have a combination of multinational organizations or vendors such as IBM, Accenture, Deloitte, etc., or their local SAP shops, or there's also a growing number of freelancers, SAP consultants that have expertise in one or two of these modules, and they go and do this on a time and materials fashion. And also there's always the possibility of an Indian vendor in the mix. The thing is here that it is becoming a very complex environment. When we try to contrast this with the business needs, we see that there is a gap. There is a gap between the traditional approach from our the way that our clients have been supporting their SAP environment, and also the business needs. And this translates into, in many cases, there is inconsistency in the service levels. It's very hard to maintain consistency with all these different approaches to solve and maintain this environment. They also face uncertainty on costs. It's very hard to predict when you're going through a very complex scenario of different vendors, different solution approaches, different technologies, to come up with a certainty on how much it's going to cost to maintain the ongoing functionality of the SAP environment. They also, in many cases, face crunches in the response time, higher cost than what they would otherwise allocate. There's also a huge management overhead, both on the business side and also on the IT side, that ends up impacting the time to market. When our customers need and the organization needs to have the solution, in many cases there is a constraint in the ability to deliver these solutions and create the business solution in a timely fashion. And overall, what this is doing is this is diminishing the ROI on SAP technology. Most of our clients, they would have an expectation when they go into implementing their SAP environment, and the overall sense is that there is a frustration on the ROI on the SAP investment not being fully achieved. So what Force brings, and the characteristics that Force has to address these gaps, is an integrated managed service delivered on a shared services fashion, and this incorporates first a help desk. This is the single point of contact for our clients. They are going to go to the help desk and to support their preventative, corrective, and in many cases the evolutionary needs that they may be needing. Also, this is supported by an SAP Center of Excellence. So here we would have all the different skills that are needed in to support a complex SAP environment. All the functionalities from the different modules and applications of the CRM, and the combination on functional and technical capabilities and the database capabilities that are needed to support a complex SAP environment. And that's what we have in the SAP Center of Excellence. And we can have any combination of experts and consultants to address these needs. But also we have a knowledge base. This is a knowledge base that we have thousands, hundreds of thousands of hours captured in the expertise on the global knowledge database. That here we have the incident management, and we have all the knowledge management capabilities that concentrate all the experience that we have gathered through serving hundreds of clients on the SAP environment. But we also maintain a client-specific knowledge base in which we are gathering all the different incidents and the resolutions to these incidents for specific clients. And we also have the ticket management system, in which we have the workflow to identify and escalate the different incidents once they are reported, and allocate them to the right expert to be solved in a timely fashion. And we can adjust to complying with the client-specific SLAs, depending on the severity of the problem, depending on the characteristics of each problem. We would identify different service level agreements. But most importantly, we adhere to Six Sigma capabilities and our constant process improvement capabilities, in which we identify the root cause of specific problems, so we can continue to eliminate reincidence of different problems. So overall, it's a complete solution that has everything from the help desk, in incident management, and all the expertise that may be needed to support a very complex SAP environment. And this brings several benefits to our customers. One, we have a high performance commitment based on the specific client needs. We would have a commitment to support based on specific SLAs. Again, having all the combination of the different skills and technology capabilities in a shared services fashion. We can provide all the SAP spectrum, and we can provide everything from preventative, corrective, and evolutive maintenance. This is important because in many cases, most of the application management services that are out there, they focus exclusively on the first two, but the evolution, this means the new needs, the business is constantly evolving and presenting new challenges. Well, we can also provide evolutive maintenance and add new functionality to the SAP platform as needed. This definitely helps our clients to improve the agility and the time to market without having to face the constraints of resource limitation and once we have established all the service level agreements, it's ready to go on day one. You don't need to wait for us to ramp up a team with the specific combination of skills that may be needed, because this is already included in the SAP Center of Excellence. And overall, this provides cost efficiency and budget certainty. We can agree on a monthly or on a yearly all-inclusive fee, and this helps the IT and business areas to adhere to their budgets. And why Softtek? Well, we have one of the largest practices in the Americas in terms of SAP, with roughly 2,500 SAP consultants, with more than 800 applications under our belts, and hundreds of clients that are served through this model. And what's next? What are the steps to start this? Well, we typically recommend to do a thorough map of the SAP infrastructure. That would take somewhere between 2 and 10 days, depending on the complexity of the environment. There's also a workshop with the different stakeholders from the business side and also from the technology side, to identify, well, which are the CTQs, the critical quality criteria that are going to define the quality of the service. And with that, we can define the service level agreements. This is typically done on a very effective and very productive workshop that could take anywhere between 2 to 6 hours, depending again on the complexity. But this is just a 1 day, a full work session, very productive, in which we can identify the service level agreements for that specific environment. It will typically take us anywhere between 5 to 10 days to come up with a proposal. I'll revise it with our customers, and then we would be ready to kick off. So again, this is an overview, and this is just an example on how we can explain the FORCE service delivery model. Thank you.